So hi to YouTube, today is the 9th August 2016 and this update is supposed to be quickly about the white organic portals in the Southeast Asia and the original Khmer organic portals. So, quick intro. I'm white in the Southeast Asia and I do not have much contact with other whites in the Southeast Asia. There are three reasons why. One is ethnicity. I'm of the wrong ethnicity. Second one is the social class, and I'm not of the social class of the whites who are tourists who are making, let's say in case of French organic portal, between 12 and 1600 euros per month, right? And the third thing is the ethnicity, race, the age group, right? The age group. I'm 42. Most of the travelers are in their early 20s, so you know how they function. They are very, So they function under a very strict formula, and that is how much money I have, who am I. This is like a ball of light, and then they observe you how much money you have, and if your ball of light is smaller than theirs, they're automatically going away from you because they are programmed to always go to the higher class and always to accept the higher class and everything what is coming from the class above them as a truth, as relevance. They measure relevance in accordance with how big amount of money and prestige is coming from the source. So, for example, if Hillary Clinton tomorrow is to say that Earth is flat, then Earth is flat. If she's about to tell you tomorrow that Earth is around, then Earth is around because she said so. When Obama said that Islam is religion of peace, then my colleague Richardson, Dr. Richardson, the guy, you know the American doctors, right? Psychology doctor, okay? So that means maybe he read one book and made one copy-paste essay to get it after he cleared his bill, right? So his philosophy is that because Obama says that Islam is religion of peace, then it's a religion of peace because Obama said so. Class, age group, ethnicity, if that is not matching, then you have number of borders in front of them. They will have extremely difficulty to breach, if ever. Absolutely. I've seen it so many times in how they judge, how they treat you, in examples. Even if they know you, like they're not gonna say hello to you if they're with their group because they don't wanna lose the prestige. They don't wanna go from this fictitious light to your fictitious light and then to be targeted by the collective matrix dog style consciousness, which is mocking and attacking all the time. So these are the white organic portals. The Khmer organic portals, they have two basic types. They have the lower type and the higher type. First, I'm gonna show you how the lower type. So the lower type I call the watermelon smile. It goes like this. He sees you. Hello, 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 hello. And then if you say hello, hello, then he goes, $5, $5. And if you just say no and continue talking, smile is off. Chokbo, chokbo, pan, kawi, pan. That's it. And it was one of those dogs from there. Also one big dog. They are not here now. They are mostly here in the evenings. So, yeah. These are the big chinos. They have shitloads of rice. They're a big business, you understand me? So they can shit on other people like me. So they are shop owners, and this is easily how their fucking dogs are attacking us, you understand me? Check out the fucking face. You see the face there? Right? So they smile, they're nice, they're so fucking nice, but you know what, my theory on a Khmer smile is just opening on a watermelon. There is nothing behind. Okay. Okay, I'm also smiling. Keep on smiling, bitch. 嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿 Look, look how short he is. I can fucking eat from his head. Look. Aye, aye. Little people. Give me money or fuck off. That's a very simple Khmer organic portal of the lower kind. They are in Taweng, and Taweng is community in the rainforest, okay, where minorities lived till like 10 years ago. They didn't even have like roofs apart from the bamboo leaves. Yeah, I lived in that community. I can tell you many things about posters, how not to shit on the ground, but to shit in a hole, because if you shit on the ground, then you puke, you're sick. Educational posters of that kind. And in that community, people, when they show you resentment, they mimic dogs. For example, first step can be you pass by them, no, like dog. When dog goes, first moment he sees you before barking is they do that. And the second thing is, if they don't like it, they go like a dog. When dogs in the first phase, but when it comes the third phase, it's not like boo like a real dog, but they go puchkai, dog words, puchkai. They go pakao, chokbo, and so on. This is puchkai. So they are incredibly mimicking animals. So this is the lower type, which is, and I really need to tell my opinion on biological opinion on the whole thing at the end. You know what? If you're somebody brainwashed by the Hillary Clinton, LBGD propaganda, Obama's change, and so on, you're not gonna like my theory. So then there is a higher Khmer organic portalic type. This is the type which was sent to school, and now they speak some English. And they're gonna ask you, where you from? Where you from? And they're gonna ask you, how long you Kampucha? How long you Kampucha? Then how long you stay Kampucha? And then what do you do? What's your job? And then after that, are you married? So with these questions, where are you from? What is your job? They're gonna detect, are you loy or money or valuable, or are you chok? There are two possible outcomes. You're either the source of the money, and then he's gonna introduce you. I have a sister. My sister very nice, and she goes, hello, 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 hello. You understand me? If you loy, because once they get you into the family, then money goes first to the children, then to her parents, then to her siblings, which is the guy which is pimping her sister, right? Because he wants tuk on your back, which is like $2,200, $3,000. He's already calculating. You understand me? He's already calculating. That's it. And blah, 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 blah. This is who they are. Okay? And if he figures out that he asks, like, questions, typical question in a bus. There is like a Khmer group, and I was back then, I was still naive. You understand me? This was before bamboo stick. This was before they tried to rob me 3 times in Phnom Penh. This was before 1,000 times fuck off whitey. So this is like a typical scene. Khmer group in a bus. You know? And then Smiley comes to you, hello, hello. And you go, hello, hello. And where are you from? Croatia. Russia! Russia! Farang in Russia, Leo! Farang is Russia, come. No, not Russia, Croatia. Russia! Europe! Lake in Europe, Leo! Like, asshole came from Europe. You know, okay, translating. Second question, how long you here? Long time. Chokbo! Hablo bo! Long time means no money. Fuck him. Chkaibo! Dog. Chokleo! Says the other one. Shit came, you know? And I'm like... And I'm still like young in a way. It was like more than a year ago, and I'm still like kind of respecting them. You understand me? So I just pretend that I don't know nothing, and I just continue. And then here... You tourist? No. You teacher? No. Teacher admin. Not even a teacher. Teacher admin. Chokbo, chkaibo. Chokleo. Shit came. Dog. That's the answer. This is how they treat you. And of course, because look at my skin. Hey, it goes same as with French. If you're not one of us, you don't speak the language. How about being telepathic and learning your language like that? Idiots. And this is why that shit needs to go. Or you want to keep on incarnating and incarnating and incarnating in that human shit. French or Khmer, Croatian or Russian, American or English. It's always shit. Human shit. And whole my message is that shit needs to go. You understand me? They've been eating us a long time. Now is our time to take control and start eating them. And I know that you've been brainwashed, brain fucked, raped by the Gnosticism, and because most of my viewers are agnostics, because Gnosticism is the most advanced reptilian philosophy, but in the same time a huge obstacle to the human freedom. It explains that the good earth is a soulless and evil. Why? Because the reptiles said so. Because it says on the numerous websites and numerous books pushed by their money, all the way through the Theosophy and Blavatsky and Gurdjieff. And Lucius Trust, which was before Lucifer Trust. Thank you, Luci. You mention him, he's there. You dig me? This is what you're fighting against. So how to get you there? And that is my final answer. I'm gonna get you there. This is my promise to you. First thing, I'm gonna start doing these updates in my new house, because for that I really need space. I'm gonna teach you how to meditate step by step. I was doing that. I was teaching people how to meditate like 16 years ago successfully, but this time I'm gonna do it even better. The second thing I'm gonna teach you is I'm gonna adapt Malanga's technique with his permission or without. In my world, information is for free, it belongs to everybody. So he tapped into something very valuable because he understands neuro-NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. I don't function that way. I'm simply spontaneous. But I absolutely adore his work and his brains. So I'm gonna use his techniques because they're absolutely crucial for the cleaning of your biofield from the implants. And then after that, I'm gonna teach you how to connect with her with the metaphysical truth, because only if you're really seeking the truth inside of you, but the truth, not my truth, but the truth, you will be able to exit this matrix, because organic portals, they cannot possibly exit their blue minds. It's impossible. Soul people can. We can do it. Okay? And I'm gonna teach you. And then after you do all that, then you're gonna start connecting horizontally and vertically. That means you're gonna start connecting with the truth, and then you're gonna start radiating that with other people, and our numbers gonna rise. Somebody got to be the first, right? And that first happened to be me. Studied the Terra papers. Yes, the Terra papers, as you can see by the book, is not coming from the money, okay? I'm sorry, it's not coming from your reptilian Illuminati authority. The Terra papers doesn't have a fancy 1,000 websites. Terra papers doesn't have a budget of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars to repeat itself. Terra papers is not even a real book. Terra papers is a testimony of a Native American whose grandfather told him the real truth. I'm not going to go into that right now, but if you read this book and if you actually study this book, because it needs to be studied, it's complicated, exactly the history of this planet, how reptiles came in 6,000 years ago, how before that was managed by the Syrian dogs, intelligent dogs, how they built pyramids, what was going on, and blah, blah, blah. Capital work. Read that, not Gnostic texts, not Hare Krishna, Bhagavad Gita, ditch Quran, ditch Bible. Guys, do not waste your time on a trash. There is no more time for trash. You read this, don't be lazy. Dr. Corrado Malanga, I printed these materials. This is not the only photocopy I have. I'm gonna be working through this book which I originally printed for a meth addict, my paisano from Zagreb, Nino, and gave him this a couple of months ago. He didn't read it, and eventually I bought it from him again for $10. So while reading these books, you're gonna empower yourself. You're gonna learn a great deal. However, I have to warn you, they're very difficult. Yeah, they are not. They're not newborn Christianity and something easily drinkable like that, like Catholicism, like Hail Mary, statues and rosemaries, or hitting a forehead in front of the Allah and worshipping him and promising him some decapitated kuffar heads like mine. It doesn't work like that. Not liberation. Slavery, yes, not liberation. So, yeah, this way you should go. Unless you want to be like them. Those examples I explained, those who value people only if they match 3 categories in case of whiteness, ethnicity, class, and age group, or in case of Khmer, money, and nothing else. Where are you? Where is your line? Where are you? Are you on my side? Or are you on their side? You understand me? There gotta be some border. My borders are very clear. Members of my movement never gonna be gays or pederastia or pedophiles in percentage. Every single one of pederastas is pedophile. Definition of pederastia means those who love boys, while pedophilia is those who love children. For Greek, anywhere younger than 8 was a boy, and males started to be males 10, 11, definitely 12. So pederastia means those who like those, and they do, and it's a known thing, and it's the worst kept secret on the planet Earth, because our experience, my experience, is telling us that, right? And my memory nobody can erase. In this lifetime, no. So they're never gonna be part of the movement. Muslims, ex-Muslims always, because my followers are ex-Muslims. Okay, yes, but not those who worship Lucifer in the form of Allah and give him worship, sacrifice in lambs every year, and then human sacrifice in beheadings and mass. Those guys know. Okay. Members of establishment, police members, army members, secret service members, people who are in the Illuminati corporations won't be accepted because you are obviously double agents and negatives. You cannot possibly be inside the police force and army force and being positive and good guy. How could you mentally survive with those people there? So you're not welcome. Straightforward. There are limitations, baby. Because my lines are very clear. I know who is who, and therefore immediately I'm cutting the line. Some people, like psychopaths, are direct tentacles of the evil, but people who are directly under influence of psychopaths, let's say communists or Islamists or Satanists, as their lieutenants or as their mannequins, are also dangerous people. Like in a movie Matrix, every person who is in the Matrix is potential agent and can turn into agent. Guys, when we get angry, when we lose control, we are the agents of the Matrix. When you lose control, somebody else has it. It's very, very easy to take remote control over the biological body and its immediate biofield. It has frequency. That frequency can be read. Now I can tell you about the communication with the Illuminati last night. I was by the lake and I was pumping up. So guys, this is the example from the lake from yesterday. When I was meditating by the lake, behind me was a ridge, and that ridge was preventing visual contact between me and a group from behind. So behind me was the first one group of teenagers, nice group. They've been minding their own business. When I came down, I said hello to them, and they've been cool. And then, when I was by the lake sometime, first I noticed a huge Illuminati group across the lake. I really connected with them. And then I also sensed the reptilian entity. This could be maybe that reptilian entity from before, from the restaurant. I'm not sure if there are too many of them here. And then I sensed, and my intuition essentially told me, scanning your mind, and I like sensed the scan. And then I sensed that the guys changed from the other group. And I went a little bit, over the ridge to see, and I noticed that group of 5 is gone, and then a new group of 3 is there. So this is the game I played with them. First I told the chief there, the reptile, they've been like laughing on me, sending bad vibrations. They've been quite far away. Nothing was direct, but everything in our world, everything is direct and instant. Okay, and now I want to introduce you our world. I told them, guys, you call me impotent, but it's you who are failing. I am the example of your utter failure. Can you imagine 10 of me standing here looking at you now? Can you imagine 20 of me? You would need at least 2,000 of you to control us. Now imagine 20,000 of me, people like me, people I want to instruct and teach. You will be needing millions and millions of you to keep us in cages. And then I heard from behind, and then I've done this. Oh yeah, can you see me? And then I heard, Farang! They didn't have visual. They've been behind the ridge. I was standing there. At that moment, I was sitting on a rock. I was walking, concentrating across, mostly across the lake, but also behind, because they've been there and there. And they like to triangulate you, to put you into as many angles around, if possible. And then I told them that. And that made them really, really upset, because it's a fact. How many people like Kruno reptiles can actually afford on this planet? How many people who actually can see them, communicate with them, understand who they are, understand their mistakes, understand their flaws, understand their... Guys, what you see as a rock-solid matrix is something like this. You just hit it, you vibrate as Tesla was vibrating structure, and then you will destroy the structure. You simply have to find the frequency and match the counter frequency and rock it. It's gone, baby, it's gone. We are the energy. Only mind control was keeping us in the cages, nothing else. And that mind control now is failing, baby. With the labo. Yeah, one more thing. When I was passing by them, I looked at them and I smiled and I say, how's mobile phone doing? How's mobile phone doing? And they looked at me. They've been like teenagers, but they looked at me like really pissed off. Because they've been scanning my thoughts on a mobile phone. Now they have this technology widely available. They can easily use it. They simply, my idea how it works, it's like, I'm sure they're scanning my biofield somewhere from the 4th dimension, from one source, and then they're simply transmitting that on the phones, whoever is in the Illuminati organization, who's ever born in Illuminati or psychopath working with them. And they simply see it, they simply see what's going on in your mind, symbols which are maybe meaning certain things, and so on. It's called simply synthetic telepathy. That's it. Okay, last digression regarding that synthetic telepathy from yesterday is when I became aware of them scanning me, I started to scan them, and I kind of immediately jumped on 2 who've been sold, and a 3rd one was completely dark, unsold, and I immediately figured it out, that matrix, that software bitch is your leader, right? Okay, and then I started to scan one of those 3, and I went into his childhood programming, and I was like understanding where he's coming from, what was done to him, and so on. And that was pretty painful, because you see, Illuminati, they think they are superior to people. Like, okay, they are superior to you, but they always make mistake. They are superior to me. And then when I scan inside of them and see what is inside, what they've been going through, and when I reflect on that, that makes them upset. You know what makes them upset? When you say your daddy was your first lover. That's rude. Don't say this to the Illuminati because it's true. This is how the honeycomb is working. I'll give you like an intro. Meditation is essentially when you're putting your frequency on 10 or 11 hertz per second of your brain. Your brain has different brain waves. You have delta, theta, beta, and alpha waves. Delta between 0 and 5, theta 5 to 7 pulses of brain in a second, alpha anywhere between 7 and 14. But meditation is 10 or 11 hertz, means pulses of brain per second. Then you have beta stage, which is like when you're upset, when your brain is tilting normally on 23, 24 pulses per brain. On electroencephalograph, you can do it. You can measure that. So another thing with meditation, technically speaking, this is basically you're coordinating your left and your right brain and so on. But these are the basics, okay? I can only suggest you shortly two very good Illuminati techniques. One is the Silva method mind control, minus when you invite in your brain advisors, because you're gonna invite basically software and elements of metaphysical software in your brain. And another thing is the Vipassana meditation, which is regarded by the Buddhists as the highest form of meditation, but it's good for certain things. Like for example, when shit hits the fan, it's very good to be mindful instantly and just observe and not to react. But then when you need to react, you need to connect first. You know what I mean? So it's good for certain things. Definitely Vipassana is good. Well, with this, I'm gonna end, and in the future, I definitely gonna do these updates on meditation, on connection, and on and then after that, I'm gonna be leading you beyond connection. I'm gonna be leading you to the advanced healing techniques, the Morgellons healing technique. When you're connecting with her, when you're observing your mind matrix from the side and your body, and then only then you can actually destroy the frequency, any frequency you want. This is how I cured myself from Morgellons. How many people you know who cured themselves from Morgellons? I have only my word and some pictures on Google Plus to testify that I had Morgellons, that I had rashes all over me. I remember fibers very well, itchy fibers. Showers up to 8 showers per day with the soap. Up to 8. Completely dried skin. But I had to, because they've been creeping out. And even after I destroyed them, they've been activated in me in a couple of occasions. They started to creep out, and I went to destroy them again. And why not bragging, right? Because I have results, and you can learn. Now is 10 more minutes till meditation, and after that, 12:50 at 1 p.m. starts a global pulse meditation for me. So by then I'm gonna stop this, and after that. I'm gonna teach you, well, once you learn that, you already learn a great deal, because you're almost untouchable when you get there. That's it. Be aware of the watermelon smiles. Hey guys. Honestly, I was doing on this project since 12 o'clock. Now it's 4 p.m. And first footage simply disappeared. As it was erased, I so didn't erase it. Then second footage simply cannot be exported. This is first time. Share, file, okay, desktop. Next, desktop, next, nothing happens. It's simply not there. Normally it shows like a small icon, which is like without a picture, which is kind of appearing. Okay. Now let's test it again. If if it were exporting, it would give me a sign that that file already exists, save, nothing, completely ignoring me. So this is the first time that Apple Macintosh is completely but completely ignoring me. Don't worry, that's gonna be fixed. It only requires more prana, more energy. I can't really afford it this time because I need to pack for Krati and I need to print my paperwork, but I really wanted to make this project because it's important, at least to my heart. This is only intro in what I'm gonna be doing with organic portals, but this is just, you know, one sweet moment of inspiration, and it can't be delivered.